Have you ever wondered how much the Australian federal government actually spends on things like missiles, conventional war weapons, health programs, utilities, tractors, military fixed-wing aircraft, or even things like satellites? And not only how much they spend on that category, but what were the top 10 contracts underneath each one of those categories? Well, now you can find out that information really easily using this tool created by the team at Acquire Procurement Services. The tool allows users to quickly look at all the different areas and different categories where the Australian federal government issued contracts within the financial year of 2014. And for each one of these different areas, it picks up the top 10 contracts by value for those different areas. By clicking on a specific area, you can hold it and mouse over it to actually identify each of the different contracts. And mousing over each of the different contracts, you can even find which department procured the product or the service, who was the supplier, what was the reason for the contract, the size of the contract in terms of millions of dollars, the contract term in terms of years, and whether it was an open tender or something else such as a limited tender. If you wanted to view the top 10 contracts across all categories, all you need to do is just mouse off here, and as it'll bring up here the top 10 contracts for all categories. And again, mousing over will provide you the details for each of those categories. Now, if you wanted to search for a specific category instead of just mousing over, you can go to the search categories here and enter in the details for a specific category. So you can either search by the UNSPSC, which is the United Nations Standard Products and Services Code, or you could put in the description. So say we're looking for engineering, we'd start typing in engineering and it shows up the engineering. So if we mouse over each one of these, it actually shows up on the graph on the left where that area actually is. So by clicking on it, I can then hold it and I can drill down into the actual contracts underneath it. So for example, if I was looking again for missiles, again select it, come here and shows me again what are the contracts for missiles. If I was looking for something to do with trucks, so there's a tractors or aircraft, military fixed-wing, special aircraft, or maybe even airfields. I can click on airfields and click here, and we can see what is the contract under the airfields. Now you might be wondering why we created this tool. So the team at Acquire Procurement Services, we specialize in negotiating large supply contracts for organizations and establishing new contracts. So we need to work with a lot of data. And one of the first things we do when working with organizations is have to understand where all their money is going. And sometimes they have the information coded against standards such as the UNSPSC contracts or against their own coding standards. And so we created this tool so we can quickly put that information into something like this and be able to chart what's the major spend categories and who are the major contracts. So if you want to know a little bit more about what we do and how we do it, please don't hesitate to contact us. Probably best person to contact is our Managing Director for Asia Pacific, is Simon Thompson, and you can find our details on the website. To play around with this specific tool, you can find it via our website as well, or via the link below in the description in the YouTube description area. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy it.